All right, it's August 20th, Thursday. Back in the market today. Let's take a look at the top gainers today. And let's start with GEVO. Right now it's 347. It's almost closing time for market at 4. I'm on the East Coast. GEVO was a big winner today. Right now it's up 225%. And let's take a look why. GEVO exceeds 1.5 billion in long-term revenue contracts with signing of Trafigura. It operates a renewable fuels company, jet fuel, diesel fuel, etc. So, yeah, that's really, really good news. Float on FINV is 12.82 million, 31 million on Trade Ideas. So they're like definitely off there, but the float's low enough. It's not, super low float, but it doesn't matter. When you have news like that, stock is going to run and people are going to want to buy it and they're going to keep pushing it. So on the daily chart, you can see this has been a downtrend since October, really, the huge move down, really even longer than that, but October down, March, April down. You can draw a line here. So you draw your line like that. I mean, it's a little bit higher, but this really hugged the 50-cent line. See that? A little bit higher. And then, to the big news, 922 million. It's almost a billion in volume. Incredible. And this news came out 9 a.m. So right here is 9:05, and that's the big candle. When you see a candle, like, there's nothing here, then that news came out, that's a sign. The relatively low float, not super low, but, and this is the 5-minute. They pushed it up, 75 cents. You want to trade pre-market. You want to wait to see what it does, if it's a legitimate move. Wait and see here. It does this. Is it going to just go down here? Yeah, you have a line here. Once this opened and this had this candle and this candle, this was rated at like 105. You can do it a few ways here. Even go to the 3-minute. Draw a line right down here. Draw your line. Let me try to get this closer. See right here? You draw your line that way. And this broke up. This got to 95 cents. It broke over this little triangle right here. And you can draw it that way too. It's a wedge. So, and look where it happens to, find support. Good old 13 EMA, 90 cents. So once again, they always come into play. And draw it right here. So if you're, putting here and you see the 13 EMA, you can play it here for the dip right here, and you're saying that's going to hold, or maybe even 95, where is it at? Right here. Yeah, next line playing 5 cents or 10 cents. These are pretty tight lines. So this is $1. And look at every dip. Every dip was bought on each line of the 13 MA. Again, this cross came back up. Again, 140. Finally, really double topped at 218, and then it came back a little bit, and it bounced again. So this has been strong all day. You get it a 5-minute. The 5-minute right here. And, this is the move here. See these, look at these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 times it touched 90. Notice the little things too when trading. Just not like, you're like, where's it going? Is it going up here? You're not looking closely. Look how the 90-cent line held. That's at the 5-minute mark. And look at the 13 over your 20 EMA. There's no sell here the whole way. If you're short, you're playing these little short moves, it's like extremely, tight moves. It's only, a 10-cent move. That's crazy. Maybe here when you saw that, you're like, it's exhausted. Remember, bottom of the top of your screen will be, the main move. So this is another great long. And see candles like this. This is what you want. These don't happen every day. Charts like this. It's just nothing's real crazy. No real crazy wicks going up and down. No pump. So this was legitimate, and they took it long, and it was really nice. The 10-minute. Look at this, nice little F. 90 cents, 90 will touch 1, 2, almost 3 here. So you can play that at the $1, or you can play it at 90 at the 10-minute. 5 minutes, same thing, 90. And then it come up on the, little come up there, that move. And here's the U shape right here. This is, it's like a cup without the handle. There's the cup. So you had a high day break right here over 105. Enjoy your line that way, enjoy your line that way, however you want to play it. And this was a really great long. And see, the news comes out. Sometimes news won't be out. Sometimes it's very early pre-market. Each day it's different. You don't know. It's going to be 7, 8, 9, 6 a.m., 4 a.m. And see, though, this just started here. The move didn't start up here. And then, like, the news are, like, you already made that huge move up here, and then it's going to drift down. You want things to start lower. That's your best chance. Let's see here. Tops. Tops broke out here late today, 145. And this is total garbage stock here. Split. This really does, it does nothing. But if you did get in, it wasn't a bad trade. There's a 130, 167. FINV, this was a nice mover, very fast. Let me see if there's news on this. FINV+21 Group report second quarter results. That was August 18th. FinTech, Platforms Republic of China. Good old China play. I mean, nothing's here. On these momentum plays, if you want to get in, see, it's very hard to see in the beginning. If you're 13 over your 20 EMA, this is very beginning of the day. If you see this at 210, this move, 210, leave it a few candles, maybe 1, 2, at least probably 2 candles. And then right here, look at this 220 line. It's not closer to this, it's closer to this. Or you can even put in a 5-cent line, 215, however you want to play it. And so you're closer to this line, even if it comes back a little bit. This is pure momentum. This is typical right out of the break, like 9 to 11, maybe 11:30. And, that's where you're taking the chance there, 220 and 10. Now, if this didn't have news, let me look, let's see here. FinViz, I don't see nothing on Trade Ideas or FinViz. I don't see news. So, I mean, that's the point there. If there's no news, definitely be careful. Then it's just pure, you're just getting momentum because it's going up because other people are buying. So I would be careful of that. But if there is legitimate news, look at 220, go buy your lines, and there's your sell. This could have been a cross, maybe down. You wait for it to confirm now. Look at that. And there it is. That was the 5-minute. 3-minute. 220. Let's see it better here, the 10-minute. Big wash down right there. On the daily chart, it's put in 14.6 million. It's really done nothing, down. This was one of the biggest days it's had in a while. All right, so, if there's no news on that, definitely be careful of anything with no news. It's just a pump, probably. All right, here's OPGN. OPGN stock soars after Curatis sub contains CE market certification EU for COVID-19 test, 8:06 a.m. 7:30 commercial launch in Europe. That was 7:30. So early on this, what was this move? Right here, 7:35, and there's your candle. These wicks are, these are misprints. The only wick I think was this one on OPGN. So, you have line to line. There we go again. You have 250, 3, came back. Then you have your 3 line right here, little triangle. Right over to 3. Then once you see this, and then this starts to fade a little bit, if you were playing it here, see each time here you're giving it a little bit of chance here, and then the green, same thing, but a little pullback. See the line was a little bit lower here, green, and then on these 1, 2 red right here is going to do it again, pull back and go up, and then you start to see it go down, then you get out because it didn't do this anywhere there. It was only 2 little red candles. So then it was a short, even a long here, like back and forth, small plays there. So this was another one pre-market. You know, you can take your shot pre-market. There's going to be less volume. That's means sometimes you get early. If you recognize this early, you're down here. Of course, you know, news breaks, legitimate news. This is 15 million float. So, yeah, you have a better chance there. Auto. See, in charts like this, I don't want these candles like grinding through like 20 cents. This is a grindy stock. No interest. IDEX. This is oversold, 22 million. It's really been holding 117. It's like it's descending triangle might break up more. Late break here for penny clay. FET, quick pop and sideways. FTech. This one's been grinding up slowly but surely. IFMK. This has like been in a slow descent down for months and months. 3.8 million today, but it's not really doing much. XELB, gonna break $1. Fade it at the open. See, this is what I mean. Look at this from even yesterday. It was up high, low, eventually broke out a little bit, spike, and then went down. Job, much there. FLGT. This is a higher price. 47, see this wick? When you're between like lines here, put in a 50-cent line, this one all the way up and back. When that wick comes back, it's probably better to go to the line below. So 46.50 would have been a good line. Then just put in tails. I'm gonna throw off some people. That's why too, if you use lower size, like if you're in big, like here, and then it drops even a little bit, you know, it's gonna mess you up here and stop you out. So you want to play smaller size, let it give it more room. This took off nicely. And there's a long chart. See, it's way above its 1320 EMA. It's been going that way for a while. IMBI, Flux, CVAC, you know, very large moves, choppy though. ETM, FSLY. I talked about this on one of my videos, like a swing idea, swing trade idea. And this now I can put here. So this is like a broadening wedge. See, it's getting higher than it bounces. Now, when this had this move here back in July, and then came crashing back, you have a gap here, and a cross down. Then you're flat here for a while. See this? This is still very oversold. It's at a 21.12. So anything below 20 is very oversold. 10 is extreme oversold. So you knew you had this to the downside, because when this is going this far down, I mean, not to the downside, I mean, you have better potential to the upside. I mean, it can't go down much further. It can, but it depends on each stock. But when you see this sort of chopping around, you know you have support here, you have a trend line. It wasn't really doing much after this drop. You can draw a line here over 80. So eventually, as long as your support holds, either way you're doing it this way, a line or a trend line, and you're hoping for the pop because it's oversold, like back here, look at this, popped up. So, you know, this is just getting started. If you're going 10 to 90, 20, 80, yeah, this is a ways to go. This might fill this gap and get to back to 110. And this is a very strong long right here. You go from yesterday, I mean, there's your line. So as soon as this got over 79, went up, there's 80, Now here again, here's your line. You're going to 81 line or 80. It's closer to this line than this line, or this line. On this, I mean, you can play it really tight line like that, 50-cent line. So this came back to the 80. And then look up here. Now up here, it looks closer to this line. And see, this is the problem. If you're playing up here, it's putting 3 candles in a row. It might even do a little pullback. It could stop you out if you're playing momentum, you're buying right here. And then if you buy to 82, and look where it went, just below 81, 80, 87. So, and it came back up because it's like a spinning hammer, a little bit higher. So that problem, people, if you buy there and it comes back, you're going to probably stop out. So that's what you want to avoid. See, that's the problem. If each candle gets higher and higher, you don't know where a little pullback could be. You don't know how far it's going to go momentum-wise. So that's a risk you take. So you always want to try to get in lower on the candle. Like on this, I probably would have played the next line here because this is so far above this line. And this is the 5-minute. So, and then this took off down to 10-minute, 3, 5, and 10. Sometimes the 3 is good, sometimes the 5 is good, the 10 is good. There's no definite answer. See here, this just got above the 80 line. It came all the way back to the 80 line. I mean on this, and then on the next 10-minute candle, look at that, perfectly to the 80 line, and then took off. So, and on this, it's closer to this closer. So this played well in the 10-minute. 3-minute. Let's see, 3-minute here, 79, 80. This was a little bit better here, except here, that was that trouble spot, if you notice. But anyway, how you look at it though, it's always better to get a little bit lower size. So if you're playing here and it hits here, then you're like, oh, I got to stop out. Maybe because you're too big. But if you leave that little bit of room, like if you're normally like 500, whatever, 300, and you're only at down 200, and you see this, and it's like, so you have that extra 100. Give yourself wiggle room. So this is still like a nice long. With that gap above, that's like 108. You're still very oversold. So I like this. It's looking very good. And candle today was good. Now tomorrow, I could put in another maybe inside candle, and like drift in this line and go up eventually. We'll see on that. ANTE, nothing here. Pretty much a fade. QFIN, got the 12 on all the way to 1376. See, this is straight up momentum right here. If you can catch it, it's good. It's not that easy. KZIA, this is what I mean right here. See this gapped up? This was at 4:10 a.m. The move's already made. It went all the way from 6 to 9. So all that move's been made from the gap. Now, is it going to go 9 to another 9 or 15? Who knows? But the chances are it won't, because I back tested this and it's like highly unlikely. So it moves up here. It's dropping. Then you have your 20 EMA crossover 13, and it's just still down. Eventually, a little move late. So you can see that the move's already made, and then it dropped. EYPT. This is another really sharp up, and then down move. RKT. Recent IPO came back. 19. Almost like a V recovery. Now 2387. Nice long here. Held pretty well on the 5-10 minute. LX straight up. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. This is a classic F pattern. It held 840 and came back again and then went up higher. So that was a good long. PRTY. This has been holding it. Held 125, all the way up 275. Held 2. So this has been a good long for a while now. See your lines here, 210 line. There's another 220. Remember, always to the right on ascending triangle. So It's not going to be here. It'll be over to the right, almost touching it. So EMA, HX, TNK, WVE Wave Science. This is another one here. Here's previous day. This didn't have much pre-market, so 1025. You see this over 1025 previous day. Look at this, all the way up to 1122, and on the daily. This is a classic symmetrical trend, more of a descending. The higher point is lower. This point's more flat, but you have a huge gap here. Tried way back in March, and it's been consolidating sideways, grinding, and we finally broke up. Look at the volume here. Stair step volume right there. And this really broke out today. So this is a real good volume. ESTC, higher price stock. There it is, 101. And then see here in the first candle, then you see this candle, it's an inside candle, less volume. That's always most likely a buy. I've seen this a million times too. See this one up to here, came back, so there's your line 101, and this took off. So that was a nice long ACRS. Over 255, 275, not a bad long, huge. Going down the list here. RST Rosetta Stone. Gen. Nice little F here, 625, 725 a dollar. ACell was a nice breakout long. Snips. Here's your U. Take off API. FERTU. TEUM, Dan. All right, so that's the main list. The market's closed, it's 409. Anything popping up right now? Penny stocks. The main leaders again today. Tons of penny stocks. You know, $1.33, $2. Down the list, you have like 88.23. So yeah, the theme continues. It's all penny stocks. The last 4 months, May, June, July, August. They're leading the way of, you know, pretty much that's been the rotation here. So that is it for that. SPY. SPY is still in this huge rising wedge. Came back today, touched the 13 EMA. Sort of a little bit of cross down now. Finished up 46, S&P plus 10, NASDAQ plus 118, small caps minus 10, VIX 2267, commodities, gold 1959, silver 2751, crude 4274. So you look in the 4 hour, see that dip down, then look how it found support on that 20 EMA and bounced back up. Crossed over again. 2 hour, crossed. 1 hour is going back up. We'll see on the weekly. You know, this is like a perfect example of a rising wedge. Look at this here. We're as high as you can get. You can only get like on this 111, I think. 112, there it is. 112, like 25. This is really high. And it's starting to get that peak point, and it looks like it's going to come down. So we'll see how this plays out. Probably the next month, 2 months, September, October, and November will be interesting. There's the SPY. NASDAQ. Putting in another big, strong candle today. Dow Jones. The line. Now it's bounced off 13. It looks like it wants to bounce up again. 4 hour. That's like a nice little hammer candle. Came back. Weekly. This one too is extremely high. Extremely. All right, swing ideas. Let's take a look at some of them we've had. IBIO. If two don't hold, this is going lower. I thought this would hold, very oversold. Nothing going on right now, so that's not looking good right now. BHC. Thought this had this nice little 2-day, but then look, your 13 MA and 20 MA really pushed it down. Today we had to move a little bit. Still extremely oversold. You know, it still favors the long side. As long as this doesn't turn into a downtrend and we keep drifting down, we'll see on that. In the 4-hour, I'm trying to go sideways again. Keep that on watch. Space has been disappointing. 17, look at this, keeps drifting. Went through 18. Nothing doing right now. 4-hour, it's still below its EMAs strongly. NKTR. There's NKTR. This is still going down. This is extremely oversold too. See this right here. So you have no bounce yet on this. On the 4-hour, you know, we're going sideways, nothing doing, but it will pop eventually. It's gonna be one of them days you'll see it pop. OSPN, trying to fall back to this trend line. See how that INO. See INO here. So this is going sideways. It has support here, like 14. See this 14, 14. 4-hour. So it's trying to break up now. This is more potential. So now, you know, this made a little move, but can't get over these EMAs right now. It's like back to the trend line. FE. There's FE with a cross. This is getting really oversold. And there's your 4-hour. Beautiful. Really oversold now. It's like a waterfall. This might start to break up again. That looks like a cross. Change the direction. That has potential. Blue. Blue is a really nice long. This one, see these wicks? They pushed it down again, but it kept getting higher. This was a little bit of fake out. 775, then across. Then this move up. Then this inside red candle. Then today we went back up. It's touching the 20 EMA right now. 4 hours looking overbought, and it's looking pretty good here, like staying elevated. And you can see this as room to run here on your stochastics. Draw a line here. Line. Let me see if this connects right here. See this? I might do that and bounce back down again. We'll see on that. Blue. With the FT. It's had its nice 3-day run. And look at this. Look at that line. How many times has this touched stochastics? That's why I like using this. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at this. It cannot get over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming back down again. It's probably going to come to this trend line and bounce again. So when you're here and you see this, you're long, you're like, yeah, it's going to look at other indicators. It's just not that easy to look at it and see that. There's NAC. There's a move right up here, and then a straight red candle. It's just so like manipulated. It's crazy. Now back to the trend line. Really strange move. All right, BE might have had its run from here to here. That's like a high warning cross. Came back down. 4 hour sort of going down. We might come to the EMAs and bounce back up. This is trying to cross. We'll see, cross over. So the swings aren't really working. Nothing great right now. I mean, you had a few days of moves, but that was it for that. Let's look at DFIN. This is the daily. Still crossing down again. Look at this. See, this plays so well, the ETFs to the 4 hour, I mean, the stochastic chart. Look at this. Up, double bottom, up, another up. You can play these well, and you can really see how to play these to the long and short side. 4 hour. Look at this, way oversold here again. Now on this move, this is the 4 hour. We started went flat for a while, still was going down. So it looks like 12 held. Look at that wick. But it doesn't mean nothing. We could go back down further tomorrow. I would say, you know, 11 is going to be that trend line. There's the 1 hour. It's getting lower, so we'll see on this. But let's see, whoever bought up here at 1471, you know, they're underwater here. It's 1208. So we're not liking that. But you see a trend line here. You have 1, 2, there's 3. This was close. And then if it comes back down again, it's probably going to bounce again because each low is getting higher, slowly higher. BA. This runs through, DFIN runs through like defense and aerospace. So Boeing, there's 1, 2, 3. This will be the 4th trend line it hits. It looks like it's going to reach down to 165. See this, and then bounce up. This doesn't look like a huge move here. See this, if this goes further down, it's going to test that. Then it'll be a double bottom. Now the 4 hour. 4 hours trying to turn up though. So it came close to this 165. The 2 hour. And there's the 1 hour. So that's how that looks. On that. See some other stocks here. There's Cock. Cock is in this downtrend here. If you draw a line here, here, it's like a little bit of wedge. It's just drifting down now. Could bounce. NKLA, see this one up, broke through. Now it's coming back down. Sava still in this ascending triangle. AMD, nice support here, nice bounce today. X, can't get over really 8. Nail, 3-day red now. Thin, sideways trying to go up. Save, ETFC, AMTD, and SCHW, all like sideways choppy action. Win. See, Win now had its move up. Each move up is different, but there it is. Now it's coming back down. 4 hour. Showing support at 80 though. See, you're oversold here. When this was here at this point, so we're like here. Draw a line here. Just trying to get above 80. LVS. Sideways. And sideways, you know, and then Ruth. So these are all hugging these like 1320 EMAs. Very overbought here, and they're like staying that way. JetBlue Airlines. Still in the downtrend. HA, Hawaiian Airlines, JLK. Going back, see, it's all red. This move before. It looks like they're making a move bounce on that. So that's where we stand on that. The VIX. See the VIX trying to come up now. Where are we at today? 2276. Trying to break up. EVXY. Filled this candle red. It came all the way back. So it's trying to do something here, but nothing yet. Nothing is working yet. Went up here, came back down. So no move as of yet on that. What other stocks? NK. Still in the downtrend. Really oversold. This thing was at 15, went down to 8. WGC continues lower. Look at this. This was at 45. It's at 34 now. Western Digital, not looking good. So that's on that. So, I mean, penny stocks are the way to go. Morning plays, either pre-market or, you know, if you can move afterwards a little bit throughout the day, if you're getting any kind of move, that's the move on that. The rest are individual plays, you know what I mean, different type of stocks, but the market's still staying very high up here. Broke this little line here. Now we're slightly below it again. We'll see what happens on that. So that's it. So just be prepared in the morning. Look for news. Look for legitimate news. And there's GEVO again. See this? And news. You don't know where it's going to go. You don't know where it's going to take off. I mean, stop exactly. But now on the daily chart, you can figure out somewhat. So when this went up, yeah, there's your dollar. Very significant penny land, $1. And then, you know, your lines, 125 line, you saw a lot of resistance here. And then look at this, 1, 2, the 150 line. So you can figure out somewhat by using these lines. And you can see that there. There's the lines. And yes, all the way up to 2. And they pushed it in between here. So that is that. So always look at your daily too on some of these. Like, let's see how long OPGN. It's been in a channel. You had a 4 back in March, April. Did it again in August, but couldn't do it. Now it's coming back up again. Huge volume days, and you know they pushed it back. So there's your signs you can see if you're trading these on the daily. So that's it. All right, please subscribe to the channel and like, and we will be back tomorrow. That's it. Peace out. Peace.